This is CASSIUS for IFLTV. It's Riyadh season. It's better be Evan Bivol. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Hamzah Sheeraz. How you doing, mate?
I'm all good. Cooking yourself?
All good, very well. Big fight week.
Massive fight week. I just come in a couple of hours ago with the team and here to enjoy it. It's nice to come here and sample the old atmosphere, and because you get so caught up in it when you're fighting, you don't get to enjoy none of it. So yeah, I'm here to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Your name is brought up even if you're not fighting nowadays. We're kind of used to having that. But that's all good for you.
It is. Listen, it's all good promotion in any aspects. Do you know what I mean? And especially with the recent news and being ordered by the WBO to fight for the title. So yeah, I'm in a good place, KUGAN.
Absolutely. We can talk about that. Obviously, Eubank ordered, somewhat regarded as an avoided man in the division. Very dangerous fight. Spoke to Frank Warren yesterday. He said that you'd be up for that. We'll have to see what happens. It has to make sense for you as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. Listen, you work all your career to get into these positions. So once they get mandated, it's like you think it's done, but it's not done until a deal's reached. Do you know what I mean? So don't want to get too excited for now until pen's been put to paper, and then it's like, all right, let's get it cracking.
Absolutely. Let's bring in Eddie Hearn quickly. Come in here, mate. Quickly, come on. Why are you there? Just come in here, mate. I know he's not your fighter, but you and Frank are good mates now, so it's fine.
I didn't ask to be in this interview, by the way.
That's all right. We like to pull people in. Absolutely. We spoke about this yesterday. Obviously, the fight's been ordered with Hamzah and Eubank. Yeah. Very dangerous fight. Hamzah said if it makes sense for him, and Frank said, then they'll take the fight.
I think it's really interesting because I'm an outsider. I've got no skin in the game. I really like Hamzah. I think he's a very, very nice bloke, good man. And this is a very, very important moment in his career. He doesn't have to take the fight because I'm sure it will come down the line, maybe when he's more ready or maybe a better opportunity. I don't know. But it's very difficult when it's in front of you and you can get the fight on your terms, i.e. on your show, here or in the UK, because you can get that fight here or in the UK. But it's none of my business, really. I think it's a very difficult decision. I think in this instance, for me, it comes down to the fighter, the trainer and the team. And I would say to them, do you think you can win this fight? And if the team said, yes, I do, in my opinion, it's very difficult not to take it. But he's going to be around for a while. He's a classy guy, lives the life. So there's actually no rush. The only rush you're under is your keenness to become world champion and the pressure of the fans or social media, because sometimes you don't want to say no thank you when you've been mandated. But he's got a good team around him and he'll make a decision. I never think it's the decision of the promoter in this instance. I think Frank's probably a little bit more protective than I am sometimes. That's probably why we're losing a bit more in so many fights at the moment. I like to go. It's not even rolling the dice. It's just I think if the fighter believes that they can win the fight, and the team, the trainer, the fighter will always believe they can win the fight. 100%. But that's when you need the right coaching team to say, we actually like this fight. This is a good fight for us right now. Nothing's easy, by the way, and that's not an easy fight. It's a tough, dangerous fight. But he can beat him, but it is a dangerous fight. But it should be, because it's for a world title. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got other fights that will pay him more money that are easier, like Chris Eubank Jr.
You think Eubank's an easier fight for him than Eubank? I'm asking.
Don't have a laugh. Like, Eubank's a serious, elite world champion with amateur pedigree. Chris Eubank is British title level. That is what I believe.
Do you echo those thoughts? Do you agree with Eubank being a lot harder fight than Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, no, I'd agree with him. Listen, he's been way more active. I shared a ring with him as well. Do you know what I mean? I've done over 100 rounds with him, so I know what calibre of fight that would be. Chris Eubank Jr., listen, he ain't won a world title, or recognised world title. He's just, like I said, he's deluded. It is what it is. He's deluded, and if I did get the opportunity to get in a ring with him, it'd be devastating to say the least.
When I asked you about Eubank's opponent, Kamil Szeremeta, you dismissed him as an opponent for Eubank this week.
To be fair to Eubank, he's been out the ring for a year, right? Szeremeta is maybe European level, maybe. I think he's been European middleweight champion. that is his level. I don't think it'll be a horrific mismatch, because I don't think Eubank has the levels to make it a mismatch. If he fought Zerameta, it'd be all over inside 3 rounds. But Eubank, to be fair, he's been out of the ring a long time. He does need this fight. Before, he's talking about Canelo and, I don't know, Conor and, But listen, the difference is everybody's in the game for different reasons. Eubank, and I've got no problem with this, Eubank is solely in the sport for money. That's it.
You say that, but he turned down 5 million, didn't he?
Yeah, but he turned down Canelo Alvarez, apparently.
Apparently.
For 7 or 8 million. So what are you? You in it for money or you in it for legacy? Yeah. Well, you're in it for legacy, but you turn down a shot at Canelo.
He contradicts himself, doesn't he?
You're in it for money, but you turn down 5 million. So really what you're in it for is easy money. And that's what he's got on Saturday, easy money. Congratulations, it's smart. But, I think Eubank was once a very tough competitor. Tough kid, great chin, ballsy. I don't think he's about that anymore. I think he wants the money in the easiest possible way. And he doesn't want to lose, and I have no, skin in any of this game. He doesn't want to lose to him. This is the problem with fighters. They don't mind losing to Canelo, but they don't want to lose to Hamzah Sheeraz. Because where does Eubank go after Hamzah Sheeraz? If he loses to Canelo, he can fight Hamzah Sheeraz. Do you know what I mean? It's just about squeezing as much money out of the game as he can. And that's all right. But, I think this guy's going to be around a long time. And therefore, you can take your time making the decisions. Anyway, I've got nothing to do with it. So carry on talking to him.
Just one more question before you go. I did ask Chris Eubank.
The devil, he's got a fucking sword and everything.
I'd love him to come into this right now. I would. I did ask Chris Eubank last week about the 5 million offer. His words to me were, what's 5 million? We could triple that in a year's time. What do you think about those comments? He said that to me.
There's nothing to do with me. But 5 million's a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? But listen, 5 million's only a lot of money if you think you can win the fight. You know what I mean? But anyway, ask him, not me.
Crack on. What do you think about them comments that Eubank obviously is behind us? Looking very dapper, I must say, behind you there.
He's a character, isn't he? He's a fucking character. No, but he always contradicts himself, Coog. Always fucking contradicts himself. Listen, last week when they asked him, he said, what's 5 million when we can double it, triple it? They asked him 2 days ago or yesterday, and he goes, I'm not interested in fighting Hamzah. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Is there a compliment to you in there somewhere?
Must be, I don't know, there must be. Listen, at the end of the day, it's nothing personal. It is business at the end of the day. Like, we get that, it is business, and it's nothing personal, but when you've got characters like him in the game, it's hard to not want to just take their head off, you know what I mean? Take their head off, but I've learned from my lessons before in my fights, I can't get too emotionally involved, so I have to keep reminding myself over and over again.
We know how cool and composed you are. If you wasn't, you'd probably be calling him over. We're not going to encourage that, obviously, here in Saudi.
He's hinting at it.
But if you were to put a percentage chance on this Janabek fight happening, like I said, what Eddie Hearn saying was right. It's got to make sense for you, and also this is a very important phase of your career now that you make the right choices.
Yeah, no, for me, listen, coming from me 100%, like Eddie said, when it comes down to the fighters, in my last however many fights, I've never had a say on who I fight. It's always been, listen, this is who you're fighting, get ready and fight them. So I will never change my approach to that. It's all down to the team, to Frank, to my advisors, Spencer Brown and Adil as well. So yeah, let's see where it goes.
Absolutely. But for this week, you're here to watch the boxing. Yep. Obviously, the headline event is arguably the best fight in boxing right now. Yeah. Who are you swaying towards, mate?
It's a hard one, isn't it? It's a hard one, man. But Beterbiev, I just feel like the power difference is going to play a massive factor in it. But then at the same time, Bivol got great footwork, isn't he? So yeah, but when it comes down to boxing predictions, I'm not your man. I always say it in every interview, just in case people think, yeah, we'll listen to him, we'll put money down on what he says. Don't do it.
Right, listen, we'll let you crack on with the rest of your night. It's the press conference that is going to happen shortly. Have you got anything else you'd like to add, mate?
No, just looking forward to enjoying a great fight weekend. So yeah, that's it.
Hamzah Sheeraz, thank you very much for talking to IFLTV.